The Open Shots podcast is a mature audience's podcast. Listener discretion is advised. It's Open Shots, the podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Alex, and this is...
Rick.
Rick, what are you sipping on over there?
Motherfucker had it. You already
right?
know.
Them Ninja Turtles, right?
Ninja Turtles all day.
You know, I'm over here with them werewolf killers. But once again, great state of Maryland. If you'd love to throw us some beers and some support or just some listens, and for those that are listening right now, we do appreciate it. So, Rick, how's your week?
We've been good, man. Working like shit, you know. Got a fucking sore tooth that hurt, but I'm a soldier on. That shit's some bullshit, man. That shit hurt. I need to see the dentist. We've been going for like 3 fucking days. My dumb ass. Fuck, I got Brew, Motrin. We gonna keep on. I say give it like a week, man. But my mother like go to the dentist. I think I might listen to my mother.
Yeah, I think at some point.
I think I might wait another week, man. Cause every day it get a little better though.
Right.
But I don't know. Like when I ain't got no medicine and I ain't drinking and shit, that shit hurt like shit. I'm like a baby. I had to eat fucking mashed potatoes and soft ass meatloaf today for lunch. So I could like slurp that shit in.
Maybe it's time to see a dentist.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see a dentist.
Yeah.
All right, so Rick, we got a couple topics we're going to be talking about today. First of all, to all the Muslims out there, happy Ramadan. You know what's crazy about me mentioning this right now is the fact that I never wish anybody a happy Easter, and I'm still not going to do it. I'm just kidding. Happy Easter to all the Christians and whatever Jews celebrate. You know what I'm saying? All that good, kind of happens coincidentally with all the religions right around the same time. So, but yeah, so happy, all that good stuff to everybody. So we got a couple topics we're going to talk about today. First topic, Donald Trump Jr. getting subpoenaed to Congress. Yeah. NBA playoffs. We're going to see what that's looking like because I'm pretty sure I got one prediction through.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
We're also going to be talking about the vaccine policies in the U.S. for kids in schools.
Absolutely.
And as well as sticking with the school subject, school shootings in schools. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have one last minute pop-up topic that is not going to be released just yet. We'll see if we get into it. So, Rick, can you give us a little background on your awareness of what happened with the Donald Trump Jr. and the special counsel, how we originally started with Jim Comey, who was fired by the president.
Right.
And then Mueller took over as a special counsel.
Correct.
And then Mueller pretty much gave instead of what a special counsel is supposed to do, which is, as a special counsel, what are you supposed to do in that situation?
What are you supposed to do?
As a special counsel.
Shit. Nah, let me think, dog.
For the Russian investigation, I'm pretty sure the special counsel has to deliver the answer.
Well, yeah, he was supposed to find out. But I think he left it up to Congress.
No, actually, he passed it over to the Attorney General Barr.
To Barr, but I think in his wording that he gave it, I think he wanted to leave it up to Congress, and Barr took the initiative
Did Barr take the initiative?
To his interpretation of what he found out that Mueller, what the fuck you pronounce his name?
Mueller, whatever.
Whatever, fuck, Mueller. I think he took it upon himself how he read it and how he phrased it was to protect the president because he was appointed by the fucking president.
Right.
Okay, so that's why I think you need to have Mueller testify because I don't think if you read the whole fucking report, which I didn't, but the report isn't out. The 400 pages, Joe. Yeah, why didn't it?
Is it redacted?
With the redactions.
So it's an edited version of your hip hop.
Yeah, but he listed fucking 10 fucking times that he obstructed justice.
That who obstructed justice?
Trump.
Donald Trump, right?
So what the fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But he left it up to this is Mueller, and he left it up to the like you said, the Attorney General that was appointed by Donald Trump, and the Attorney General came out with what would have appeared to be a publicity stunt saying
no
this guy, exactly, saying the same thing, same thing that
to whitewash the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that the person who's under investigation
and he ain't supposed to do that shit.
Is that a coincidence, America? I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that he was appointed by the president, he worked for the president, but he also works for the people, us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And I think that shit was fucked up what he did. Cause all he's doing is protecting the president, which I guess any attorney general would do. But the way he doing it, in my opinion, is bullshit.
Right.
Cause he already had a motherfucking jump that he wrote last year.
Who did?
Barr.
Barr had a what?
How a sitting president can't be indicted.
Cannot
be indicted. A sitting president. Which, I could be wrong, but it's not really a law. It's just like an agreement or understanding. It's not written in our Constitution or in any law that a sitting president, I guess every attorney general will honor that shit. And
But I don't think that there's been that many presidents that have been in a situation where that would even come into question. Yeah, but the fact that what you stated is the Attorney General Barr coming, 2 days before or a day before the report comes out that's supposed to be released, the redacted version is saying the same thing that the guy who's pretty much under investigation for it of saying the same thing is. I would imagine in professionalism, as far as being a lawyer and being able to speak, you would never use the same words.
And people who was grand jury testimony, right? That's what the redactions will put in.
Okay.
When Comey did that shit a couple years ago about Hillary Clinton saying that he couldn't bring up evidence against her, but what she did was wrong. And everybody was mad at Comey for doing that shit. So basically that's
right before the election. So once again, talking about like coincidence, who knows? But let's stay with Donald Trump Jr. now. So he's pretty much being asked to come in front of Congress because of what Michael Cohen, who's currently in prison, lied for, saying in terms of interactions.
It's a publicity stunt.
Publicity or political?
Political or whatever. How you want to play it? I'm gonna tell you like this. Why? One, it's gonna look good because it's the Republican-held Senate Intelligence Committee that want to bring him back in, right?
Right, which is Marco Rubio.
It could be dog and pony show because if he's smart, because I know he is, he got his daddy's lawyers because his daddy fucking beat this shit. All he got to do in there is plead the fifth.
Well, so to be clear, what Donald Trump Jr. is asked to come back in Congress what Michael Cohen lied about, which was the amount of interactions that he had with a foreign
he don't even have to answer a fucking question.
Foreign country.
He could go there and be like, whatever Senator Warner, because that's the ladder I'm looking at, the name brand of Senator Warner, I plead the fifth.
Well, Michael Cohen is also saying that Ivanka Trump was at a lot of these meetings, 10 of them. And in this one, Ivanka Trump's there. Yeah, he is locked up. So what does he have to lose now? Presidential pardon, potentially.
Man, he ain't gonna fucking pardon him after he went on the stand, call his ass.
No, we're talking about Donald Trump Jr.
But he not,
So this is what we're talking about, Donald Trump. We're not talking about the man now. We're talking about his son. Now his son is being brought back in front of, being subpoenaed to be in front of Congress for a lie that somebody else is already locked up for, and you were at the same amount of meetings, and you also lied.
That's what I'm saying.
So
he could
not only are the people around you getting locked up, but your son.
On this, I'm saying.
No, I just want to hear that.
He could do is if you try to put him in a trick bag, he could be like, "Yo, I motherfucking plead the fifth. I don't got to answer shit."
Right, because I'm not. This is not a criminal investigation.
And I'm just being subpoenaed. I'm here. Incriminate myself.
Right.
So I think it's just a dumb. Unless I'm fooled. Unless
I'm
the problem, because look, it's run by Republicans, and I don't believe the way
prime example of this would be Molly's game. At the end of Molly's game, this is probably the prime example. Don't skip a beat.
The state, the way fucking Congress and the Senate is now, is so partisan right now. I think they know that he's not gonna fucking try to backtrack that shit. And even if they get him, I hope they do. That's good for America.
Right.
But if he go there and don't say shit, then it's a waste of fucking time. I believe. Okay. And I think he is fucking lying.
Oh, of course he's lying. It's essentially looking at like a mob family.
Yeah.
Where, everybody around you gets locked up, but as long as the inner circle.
Fucking president.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, your daddy happens to be the president of the United States as opposed to just a boss around the corner,
That's what I'm saying. He's the man. He got the fucking gang on his side. He got the fucking Department of Justice on his side. He got an attorney general who sucks his dick. Okay? Who's gonna be fucked. What he did was wrong. To come out with a jump and keep saying no collusion, which is good for America.
But we're talking about his son.
His son, which he...
What is his son looking at? Stepping in front of Congress. His lawyers are trying to fight it, say, they had an agreement earlier saying that the last time he appeared in front of Congress and he stayed there all day, he was only trying to make the one day or because he's so busy or whatever. And he agreed to the one day and he stayed there till as long as they let him go till.
Man, then they shouldn't let him do that bullshit. You going to sit here and answer all my motherfucking questions.
Well, just to bring up that argument of the fact that he sat before in a previous congressional hearing does not mean that he is exempt from sitting out the next one. Unfortunately, that's not the way that our government works.
Fuck no.
But this is an argument.
He can't use executive privilege and all
that.
No.
Bullshit. I'm saying
he's a citizen. He can get subpoenaed and you got to come to Congress.
Right. No, I'm saying it as looking at it in terms of the fact of it is saying that the last time he went in front of Congress, he did everything that he had to do and fulfill. So why should he have to appear again and fulfill the subpoena?
Because we just subpoenaed you.
Well, yeah, exactly. And my whole thing about that is like any kind of counsel that's rational and that like builds. Sometimes you need somebody to come back and be like, hey, let's talk. I mean, homicide detectives.
If you got subpoenaed by Montgomery County, are you gonna go or are you gonna be like, man, look, I was just there last week?
Right.
You gonna fucking go.
Right.
You gonna tell your
So your whole strategy is he's gonna have to show up.
He's gonna have to show up.
But your strategy is just keep your mouth shut, plead the fifth.
If I was him, hell yeah.
Donald Trump Jr., if you're listening, that's what you need to do.
He gonna do that.
We're giving you the strategy and we're not even a fan of anything that you are.
Fuck no, but if he's smart, plead the fifth. Shit. I'm telling you, that's what he gonna do. He's not. That's why I think it's a dog and pony show. They know he gonna go there and say nothing. He's gonna say nothing to incriminate himself.
Right.
He got his daddy's money. His lawyers did an excellent job of not having his father take the stand. Right.
Right.
Even getting.
Which you're never gonna let that. Yeah. Then throwing
you
pit
think
bulls
he
out
gonna
there.
let his son go there and be like, answer these fucking questions? No. His fucking father made him say some bullshit story after they had the fucking Trump Tower meeting.
Right.
What you think he gonna do when he go against the fucking Senate?
Right. He was over there for like adoption something or other.
Yeah, bullshit.
Once again, this is a show. This is the podcast, Open Shots.
If he say shit, I'll be surprised. But I really think that he gonna go there and be like, plead the fifth.
Open Shots DMV at gmail.com. I am your host, Alex, and this is
Rick.
What you sipping on?
Ninja Turtles.
Them Ninja Turtles. If you ain't hip to the game, go back and check these older files. NBA playoffs. Rick, how's it looking? How is it looking, Rick?
Man, my shit fucked up, man. Fucking KD got hurt. They got fucked, man, and fucked.
All right, so let's start with the East. You had Boston over Milwaukee.
I had Boston in the finals, losing the 6 against the Warriors.
Well, you had the either or. You had the Bucks,
but they lose to Toronto. If the Bucks beat the Celtics, then Toronto make it to the finals.
All right, so that's still what you're sticking with. So
well, I got you now.
In the East, the Milwaukee Bucks have defeated the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
And so they won that 3-1, and Giannis is still 4-1. 3-1 was the other day. I'm sorry.
I don't believe him, dog.
All right, so Milwaukee's waiting for the winner of Game 7.
Toronto
and Philadelphia.
Toronto.
Right.
Toronto taking it.
I'm taking Toronto as well. I'm taking Toronto as well. You've already preached about the home court advantage in Toronto. It's like no other.
I don't think it's like no other, but I think it's
in terms of NBA rings, it's intimidating.
I think they got a pretty good home court advantage. I mean, if you actually sit there and watch the game and you see how loud they get, fucking get loud in Toronto.
So you don't think that Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid are going to be able to?
Ben Simmons had one good game in this whole entire series. That was Game 6.
Right.
We had 21 points, 0 turnovers. Check his game stats from every other fucking game.
Shooting is not exactly there. So they're riding the Jimmy Butler wave, and I love Jimmy Butler. Everything that you're about. Like I'm totally good with that. But I just think that Kawhi is on a Jordan Kobe type of feeling. No. The way that he scores. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, he might be something that's bringing the East back if the Raptors are able to beat the Bucks. I mean, I know I got the Bucks and the Rockets in the finals anyway.
How are you even gonna put them in the same category though?
Because Kawhi might be able to take his game that way. He might be able to be that good. How many rings does Kawhi have? 2?
He got 1.
1 ring. Okay.
He won it in his rookie year, 2014.
No, it wasn't his rookie year.
That was his rookie year. 2014
That was his rookie year, wasn't it?
Or maybe that was the second year.
This second year.
I know he was finals MVP.
Yep.
But that's just because... But, man, he played with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker. What the fuck? His role wasn't that big.
Right. No, but
his role was big.
I think the finals that they won, a big part of it was due to him. So now it's pretty much riding his own wave. I'm talking about it in terms of the matches, not necessarily... Well, yeah, necessarily like that. Kawhi versus Jimmy Butler. Then Kawhi just brings too much to the table defensively. He can stop it. He can check so many more positions. And I just don't.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put him in Kobe or Jordan's level. Stop.
I think he's trying to get there.
Stop it. Not even in the same ballpark. Not even in the same lunch table. Stop it.
All right. So out of the East, you got the Raptors facing the Bucks. Who you got moving forward from that point? Because it's almost like we're starting over again.
Raptors.
You got the Raptors. They're playing at the start in Milwaukee. I think that I'm going to stick with my Milwaukee in the finals.
I think.
Well, no, you said I don't think. I mean, we'll see if Philly can. I mean, because that's what I'm saying. If like the treacherous trio of Embiid, Simmons, and Butler do what they do efficiently on a textbook level.
But Toronto play good at home.
They do play good at home, and the biggest X factor is Kyle Lowry.
Man,
he's not breaking.
What's the Bama name?
Who's he checking on defense? I mean, that should always be a mismatch. Why not just clear and go one-on-one Ben Simmons versus Kyle Lowry? Or who's your 2 guard? Danny Green?
Yeah, but Ben Simmons' offensive game is doo-doo. I'm trying to tell you.
You've been said this. Couldn't hit a what?
He couldn't hit a fucking basketball in the ocean. He'll brick that shit. He shoot that shit from the shore and still miss. He sucks.
Right.
Don't tell me about no fucking Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons basketball camp where they don't teach free throws.
Man, what? They just teach layups. That's it.
Man, you gotta, and it's the minimum height requirement. 7 foot tall to get in.
All-star because they do
Open shots at Open Shots DMV.
People get overhyped so early nowadays. You don't even gotta earn being good anymore. Right. Like last time we talked about DeMar Rosen. He's like 20 years, 10 years too late. So was Ben Simmons. Motherfucker, you handle the ball. You're a primary ball handler, and you can't shoot a fucking 19-foot jump shot.
Well, so
he's worse than DeMar
something
Rosen.
I heard that was just like off the wall a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago, was that LeBron wants Ben Simmons.
For what?
He just wants him. I don't know. You got me on the same thing. And it would work out.
He proved me up. I mean, he's like a 16, 8 person.
It would work out. It would work out for a trade for Ben Simmons to go to LA and Lonzo Ball to come to.
If you Philly, you'll never make that. Lonzo Ball is trash. I'm sorry.
He's a decent point guard who can shoot decently, and who can
shoot. Have you seen him shoot
free throws? He's not. I mean, that.
What?
Look, man. This is what down the grapevine. If this trade ever happens, this is just some off the wall. LeBron wants Ben Simmons, and
you
Philly would take Lonzo Ball.
If you Philly, you gonna trade him fucking Ben Simmons for motherfucking
Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo Ball?
Probably not.
I mean, the Lakers shouldn't even drafted
Lonzo
Ball. They had Darren Fox out there balling for the Sacramento. They drafted his dumb ass.
Well, that's the Lakers. So that's the East. You have in the East now Toronto winning the East against the Bucks.
Right.
Toronto making it also past the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the West, we have a Game 7 on Sunday, and we have a game?
We got Portland, though. Me and you picked Portland, didn't we? I know we ain't picked
Portland. I know I didn't take Denver. Damian Lillard was balling.
Yeah, but Portland Game 7 will be hard in that Mile High.
Yeah, I know. Jokic is a 7-footer who just pretty much thinks pass first. I think he's hit 4 triple-doubles in his first playoff series.
Yeah, but they played weak teams now.
Well,
they played the Spurs.
He's got 4 triple doubles.
They played the Spurs,
he might be 5.
That Spurs team would be good in like the 80s or 90s. They played the wrong Spurs team, and Damian Lillard. They might pull it out though.
So I'm not sleeping on Dame Lillard because when it comes down to Game 7, those type of pressure situations, those stars, they're built for those lights, and whether it's Madison Square Garden or whether it's Jamal Murray from Kentucky. Yeah, whatever. Those other Wildcats.
Want to make the NBA, y'all go to Kentucky. Don't go to Virginia.
So, Open Shots. Once again, this is the show. Rick, what are you sipping on?
Heineken, dog.
I'm over here with these Coors Lights. We're going to keep it rocking. Once again, the show, this podcast is Open Shots. You can catch us at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. Hit us up with any more comments. We're going to close up with this NBA playoffs on the West. So, you're taking, in the West, the Blazers, which I'm also taking the Blazers. Right. It's going to be a tough game. Jamal Murray, Jokic, that's, the matchup problems over there. But I still do believe that the guy with the ball in his hands who actually can score like that will take over. And that's a question between Jamal Murray and Dame Lillard. We'll see if
McCullough nice too.
We'll see. He shows up in terms of taking over games, taking over one-on-one.
No, I give that Dame all the time.
Exactly.
Dame.
So that's where the ball sharing comes down to in
you
Portland.
Gotta show up though.
But they have to make jump shots, and that's the biggest problem with Portland.
Denver's a young team. Are they ready for Game 7? I know it's in their home. And they're going to feel comfortable, but it get tight.
I feel like they're probably the most complete team so far. But
historically,
NBA is all about stars in the limelight.
Every team shoots bad in Game 7, especially in the first half because our players are tight.
Right,
it's pressure. It's always like 3-point shooters in the low 30s, field goal percentages in the low 40s because it's Game 7 naturally. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fucking NCAA tournament game, but 10 times more intense.
Right, because so many more games. In a series.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right now, I do. But I definitely.
So, I think Portland going to win.
I think I'll take Portland as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if Denver's making it. They're a very good team. So, but I'm still taking Portland. Rick, you're taking?
Portland all day.
So, going to the other side in the West.
But they should have been OKC.
So, tonight is game, 6?
Golden State about to win, yeah.
Golden State, and we're not even watching the game, y'all. We're just recording over here. We're, setting our predictions for the rest of the weekend. This is the show.
If Golden State lose tonight, which they can afford because they're up 3-2, but they want to get Houston out the way tonight Tonight is a good night to get Houston out the way.
Where they playing?
They're playing in Houston.
They're playing in Houston.
Houston gonna come out the gate hot because they always do. If you ever watch Houston play, man, they come out smoking. But they gotta just match it. Curry gotta have one of them old Curry 2-time MVP type night, drop like 46, and they gonna win. Clay gotta hit 32. If they get 40 and 30, they win.
So does Kevin Durant not being on the team help Golden State or harm them?
Fuck no, because without Kevin Durant, they wouldn't have swept LeBron. They wouldn't be 8-1 versus the Cavaliers the last two finals. Without Kevin Durant. If they didn't add KD,
I was talking about this series right now.
This series,
Houston and Golden State.
I think they can still beat fucking Houston without Kevin Durant.
Because I mean, I think they could beat them as well. I have Houston making it to the finals against Milwaukee.
Right.
But the reason why I believe that Houston could do it.
Golden State beat Houston without Kevin Durant before.
Right. So that's what makes Golden State a whole lot more dangerous. It's almost like
the only person they added was Chris Paul, but Chris Paul old as shit now.
Yeah.
He ain't the same Chris Paul.
We'll see if James
Harden is a dog.
Right. But
He's
defensively, where is the rest? Like, where is everybody? Because you got to lock down at some point to win. And that's the difference between a 30-point blowout where it's like no defense at the beginning as opposed to like, I'm going to go ahead and act on defense. Man, and it's a 4 or 5 point game, but you can't make a stop.
Like they not they stars, but like Curry and Thompson, they stars. And
absolutely. And they're efficient.
And then you got Deshaun Livingston. And did I leave
Andre
Iguodala? I'm trying to think who's from the original championship team who's still on there. They're missing a lot of people, right? But just say those five, for instance, 3 are starters, 2 coming off the bench. Them 3-time champions right there. And they won. I'm not to say they can't win it without disrespecting Kevin Durant, but them 5 won without Kevin Durant.
Okay.
And they lost without Kevin Durant. That's what made them go get KD. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you got Golden State.
But that motherfucking Houston team ain't better than that fucking Cleveland team they faced a couple years ago.
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking
that's
about
what I'm saying. So I think Houston. I think Golden State can beat this Golden State team without Durant. Could beat Houston.
Okay.
Last year, with
or without him, you're saying they could beat
Houston was hot, right? They was rolling. And some years, that's like Milwaukee this year. Sometimes you get teams on a fucking good year, and everything is just rolling. They rolling through the whole fucking year, right? So I think last year was the year Houston should have won it. They had home court advantage. Everything was smooth. Chris Paul got hurt. I still believe Golden State still would have won.
Right.
But this is the year.
For Houston.
If
they're going to be able to do it. Right. I agree. Totally agree.
KD, no more excuses.
And DeMar's Cousins.
Yeah, but I think he put...
But he's still a body on the floor.
Cousins would have actually
He's still a body on the floor.
KD. Cousins would have helped out.
Oh, yeah, no. Body on the floor. Big body on the floor.
They score more and they better defensively without.
All right, so you got Golden State playing against the Raptors.
Golden State going to win tonight.
No, you got Golden State playing against the Blazers, right?
Yeah, Golden State going to get
Golden State Blazers, and you got Golden State winning the series. But you got Golden State winning the series.
Yeah.
All right, I got Houston winning the series. So you got Golden State
and Kevin Durant
playing Portland for the Western Conference, and then you got, obviously Milwaukee's already in there versus the Raptors.
He could come back next round if they make it next round. From what I read, either game 4 or game 5 of the next round. Okay. And they don't need him to beat Portland or Denver.
Probably not. Well, we're going to see what it looks like for the rest of this Houston series. Once again, this is a show, that podcast, Open Shots. You can hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. I am your host, Alex, and I'm along here with Rick. What are you sipping on?
Them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You're missing one of them because I just had it. Just kidding. I'm over here with these silver bullets. Look out for the werewolves, people. Keep your blinds closed and us away from your neighborhood. In the meantime, we just hit up, if you just tuned in a little bit late, Don Jr. getting subpoenaed to Congress. We're wrapping up the playoffs. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to, I guess, issues that I can imagine are pretty close to a lot of parents and to schools. Vaccine policies in the U.S. for kids. So, Rick, I'm just going to bring up a couple scenarios. There's people who don't want to have their kids to get vaccines because they believe that from some kind of theory or a paper that was written back in 1998, this one doctor said that it could be linked to autism or that it was linked to autism. So since then, it scared a lot of people. And so a lot of parents, based on that report, are believing like, nah, it's still true. I'm not going to vaccinate my kids. Then there are other people who are saying the government is like putting stuff into our whatever. And so that's why I'm not going to do it. Then you also have religious, very devout religious people who are saying it's against my religion. I shouldn't do it. And then you have just other people who are just like, for whatever reason, they're not going to do it.
I think it's dumb.
Okay,
I think
why?
everybody should evolve with the times, and it should make you should want your kid to be safe. Like, why wouldn't you want your kid to get shot so you don't get chicken pox, you don't get fucking malaria, yellow fever, and shit like that? I mean, if it's that's your religion, I ain't more power to you, but we just gonna have to agree to disagree. And if you get my kid sick, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth.
So there are a couple issues with the whole punch you in the mouth issue. Is that so some parents are saying that
but kids got their shots, so they're not gonna get sick. They
right,
sweet.
But what about the argument for the religion or the I'm allowed to make decisions for my child?
You got the freedom of your religion, and that's your choice. Cool.
Right.
But I don't want to hear you complaining when your motherfucking kid got fucking yellow fever for some fucking reason, and you want to try to blame somebody else.
Right.
No,
So
that's your dumb ass.
So talking about the possibility of widespread I guess sicknesses and that kind of thing. There were a couple cases.
The measles coming. The measles killed motherfuckers like in the 1800s.
Right. So they got
and it's coming back.
Yeah. So that's where I'm getting to. There was cases in New Jersey of
there's a joke in the Caribbean that they was like, man, y'all stay right where y'all at, right at the dock.
Right.
Don't even come over.
Yeah.
Quarantine y'all bitches.
Yeah. So there were a couple
and
of
that's smart
recently, and then there were also links to people coming in from overseas, specifically from very orthodox countries who are the source of that disease. And then you also have cases out in places like Washington State and like Utah where for whatever reason they're saying it's like those are kind of like the two extremes. Washington State is saying the government is putting something into our medicines and we can't trust them. And then you have people in
I don't believe in that conspiracy.
But then you also have people in Utah who are saying because of our religious belief, we're not going to do it. Now, I'm not saying everybody in Utah and Washington is on the same boat, but I'm just whoever it may be. These
That's
are
a fake religion.
No, but it does. Listen, it's regardless of the fake religion. The fact is freedom of religion. Whatever you want to believe.
All right,
in.
That's cool.
If I want to believe,
I respect that, but I don't. But
if I want to believe in this beer cap, then that can be a religion.
Tell me a God that said it's okay to have 38 wives.
I'm not. We're not getting to.
Okay,
we're not getting to.
I'm just trying to tell you.
All right, we're not getting into an argument of religion. We're getting into
that shit. Some religion.
The debate over the extreme being people in places like Utah who are saying religious, and then people in Washington who are being like, "No, we believe that it's the government." Okay, so being that you're a parent and we got kids, are you okay with somebody who's not vaccinated to come and be on your kid's basketball team?
Nah, I'm okay with it because my kids got their shots. If his ass gets sick, then fuck him. That's your parents' fault, dog.
Right, and that's what unfortunately is. All right, so then,
and as a parent,
sticking on that same point, is there an argument to be had? Because I kind of see this coming down the road of your kid's hanging out with the neighbor, and your kid's immune to the disease because he's got a vaccine. But now your kid goes to school and gets a kid without the vaccine sick. That kid ended up getting really sick or dying. And then they link that trace to your son being the carrier. Now, do those parents have a right to sue because?
Nah, my kid good. He just carried that shit, but it didn't affect him.
Right,
but he got my son got his shot. How you gonna? Then you ain't gonna let kids play with each other? How we supposed to know he got this shit?
Right. So that's an argument that I have.
You tell me when do you go to the doctor and they be like, let me check up on your measles. Let me see if it's running through your veins. Let me see if you carrying the shit.
Right.
That's a dumbass argument. Punch that bitch in the mouth.
No, so this is an argument. What I'm saying is it coming down the road as far as like your kid got my kid really sick. And it's like, well, why is your kid really sick? Well, I decided that I didn't want to give my kid this vaccine. It's like, okay, there's I understand where the paranoia is coming from in terms of like the government is putting things in. I also I think
they trying to help you out, and if you don't want their fucking medicine, and that's you bad as a parent.
But I get where the argument's coming from, and I
don't get it.
So we're gonna be probably on opposite ends on this one.
All right, break it down the dummy form.
But also on the religion end, where they believe like this is a part of my religion. With what you were talking about, the measles was going back on in like the 1800s or wherever.
Exactly. And we thought that shit was dead.
But so for the on the religious base, at some point, in order to thrive in a society or to build in a society, you have to get with the times. What you were saying earlier.
You have technology now. Use the shit.
Your religion and unfortunately, and this is where I'm coming from, but your religion and belief in that is something that you are something that we have to worry about if you are that orthodox that you're not getting vaccines.
Yeah, but sometimes
I'm not even worried about your kid bringing it in as a carrier. What about what about a superbug?
A what?
A superbug.
What the fuck is that?
So the people who don't have vaccines have something that hasn't even been treated or seen before, and it grows.
Like
and now
outbreak type shit.
And everybody who has vaccines can't even deal with what has been building in a community.
Yeah, but now that's some hard shit to get. Because
not.
If you fucking go out the country, they make you take like 88
SARS.
What the fuck is that?
SARS. It was like some kind of like gym disease, and then there's so many diseases out there that are like confined to certain spaces.
We smart, man. We got smart doctors, man. They
that's my only kind of like, hey, religion, like, I totally get your religion thing, but keep us all safe.
But look.
Because Jesus loves me too, right? Don't let me get sick on like a polio flu from I never heard of in like Australia.
Like, my religion say I can't do it. I want to know if you really live like that. Like you live all your fucking life like that, or do you just use it for certain shit because you want to be different?
Right? Yeah.
So do you really live like that?
Valid argument. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How the fuck we supposed to know?
Right.
I can't do it because my religion. Do you go to? I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, everybody should get that shit. Everybody should get this.
Right. That's what I think that's also what a lot of our nonprofits are doing overseas.
It's your fucking fault as a parent. They need to fucking arrest that parent for child neglect.
Okay, so here's something that's like crazy, but just like on the conspiracy level. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, there has been a reported Ebola outbreak. 2 months ago, the people who lived in this district where like the reported Ebola outbreak is happening were denied the right to vote because there was Ebola.
Right.
And so they were like, we have to like hold off on those elections. It may not have been that reason. It may have been another reason. All right. So I may be wrong on that reason for that, but there was still Ebola in the area. And so people weren't allowed to vote for whatever reason. Maybe it got closed down or there weren't enough poll takers. Okay. So the people there got restless, but at the same time, there's an Ebola outbreak. Now that CDC Médecins Sans Frontières and these global CDC people are showing up, the people in the Democratic Republic of Congo are fighting them because they believe this is true. This is happening. No, this is not a conspiracy. No, but translate that to like if it could happen in a city here.
It won't.
All right. They believe that the health workers with these hazmat suits are there like aliens and trying to like eradicate them. They don't believe the argument that Ebola even exists. No, they don't believe the argument. No, let's think about it. They don't believe the argument that Ebola even exists. And there's like people who are like fucking dying with Ebola. And then they also believe that it's linked to politically because they weren't allowed to vote. This is one of those.
We're not a third world country, so we're not going to think like that.
But the scenario I just built for you could happen in the United States.
Wait.
Political?
In Chattanooga?
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm. Yeah, maybe. Some down south. Once again, this is that show, Open Shots. You can hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. So I believe in getting your kid vaccine. Rick, what about you?
You motherfucking right.
And I'm going to hold on to my vaccine.
If you don't get your kids healthy, then you need to fucking get punished like a dumb. And you matter of fact,
I don't know about getting punished.
All y'all in the mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
For being stupid.
All right. Well, just get the vaccines. Let's go see a doctor at least.
Don't get punished.
Let us know,
stupid.
Every once in a while, it's good to see a doctor, get the checkup, get your heart rate or something. Just get checked. And don't put the rest of us at risk.
You don't love your kids because you ain't trying to make them be better.
Once again, Open Shots DMV, openshotsdmv@gmail.com. This is a podcast, Open Shots. Rick, what are you sipping on?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
And I'm over here with these Coors Light Silver Bullets. Werewolves beware. Rick, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. I do believe that something that's, kind of constant in the United States, it's not a surprise, school shootings. Yeah. So there's a couple issues here. The school shootings just themselves, just that on merit alone. Guns in schools, kids learning to be attacked, and teachers potentially being armed. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this on the latter of all these topics. The great state of Florida, home to Gatorland, Seminoles, and a lot of magic.
Hurricane.
Yeah, well, it's Florida, They passed a law. The governor approved the law that allows for educators. No, I think it was the governor of the state. They signed. The governor signed it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So he put it into effect that
Florida's a purple state though, It's probably Republican held fucking, cause they the ones who passed the fucking stand your ground bullshit, which I could start a fight, get beat up with Smokey.
Right. Well, yeah, the Zimmerman thing, but we're not going to get to that. So, Florida governor signed into effect pretty much saying that a designated person inside of a school can carry a firearm should there be in case of a shooting or should be able to handle it. So here's my worst case scenario for you. And this is just how it is. This is just how it is in America right now. A black teacher defending his students. And the first thing any police officer sees is a black man with a firearm. That's always gonna, I feel like the majority of
their own kind in PG County.
They're killing
a couple weeks ago.
It happens in every city.
And they're like, oh, my fault. They saw a shootout at the police station. He was in regular clothes and started firing back and they smoked him.
Right. Cause cops don't, I guess they don't know each other. You know, how they're going to know. So I definitely think that's a terrible idea. I think that's the worst thing. And I think that, one of the things I've seen just on like my Facebook scrolls or whatever the hell was,
you know what fucking helped?
Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas who pretty much pointed out that example.
Instead of arming fucking teachers, why don't you put metal detectors like they got in fucking city schools?
Because
have you noticed these Jones don't happen in the city?
That's true.
It's in fucking,
and it's usually
it's in Bubblefuck. It's in Mayberry.
With white kids.
With Andy Griffin as your sheriff and he's going to protect the whole fucking town.
Right.
Oh, shit is real. It's 2019. They need to get hip to the times.
Right. With a lot of white kids. White kids are usually the shooters, we're gonna be majority. And they're also the victims. You're right. The other thing is
metal detectors would do fuck, cause man, you gotta walk through the jump.
Right.
Fuck. Beep, beep, beep. Hey, you come in.
Right.
And a 14-year-old, 16-year-old, they ain't gonna try to shoot a toy unless he really go hard. Right. And I really doubt somebody out Mayberry going that fucking hard.
Right. They just got access and they found the person they hate and now everybody else is in the room, so just keep shooting. So it's easy at that point, I guess.
And I feel
that would solve it. Yes, that's definitely crucial. Well, I'm guessing that like the suburban places don't want to have their school lobby looking like South Side of Chicago.
Let your kids keep dying.
So that's a great solution, Rick. Actually, that's a great solution. Do you hear that? The rest of America, metal detectors. Just put metal detectors.
What the fuck? You don't gotta have a fucking.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. Exit in, exit out. What the fuck?
Right. Well, metal detectors.
Hard, Holmes. What the fuck?
That's true.
Shit ain't rocket science.
Right. Because they're walking in the front door and smoking people.
And you said true. It right. It's out Mayberry, and they don't want to be like, oh, we in the fucking hood. Nah, your kids is safe. Right. You know, motherfuckers be complaining this shit when you got to go to the airport like 38 hours before your flight take off. Right. I feel good doing that shit. Back in the day, you in and out 15 minutes, board the plane.
Right.
Man, look. I feel good. I don't even like flying. I take Xanax, put top 3 shots of Hennessy. I'm knocked out. But anyway.
Right.
Walk through the metal detector. If that joint don't go beep, 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 beep.
Right. I think the argument against that, and it's a very simple argument, is that they don't want their schools and out in Mayberry to look like it looks like in Detroit.
But then don't be fucking crying a river when your kid gets smoked by Tommy. That's what I gotta say.
All right. So here's another thing is that one of the kids who was killed this week in Colorado pretty much attacked the shooter, was shot and killed, and he's the reason he was absolutely, and we're saluting him right here on Open Shots podcast.
Hell yeah, all day.
Is that he had the heart to step up, and I think he was a middle schooler, and he just took it for the rest of his school, for everybody who's around him, that much love. Okay, so I'm giving him plenty of respect.
And motherfucking president didn't say shit about his motherfucking name.
I think his last name was like Perez.
That's right. He ain't say shit.
Perez.
He a racist motherfucker, man. Real life.
Right. And that's a true hero.
And anytime.
Same thing like that white kid. Like
the Bama from the
I don't think he even knows about these shootings.
The Bama from the IHOP that took down a jump. Trump ain't give him no love.
White dude? That was like a week ago.
Nah, it was the Bama a couple months ago. It was in down south when it was a black youngin'.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He a race beta, huh? Fuck Donald Trump.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know about that. But my issue with the whole.
Why he don't give him
so my issue with the whole about the kid who attacked the shooter and didn't attack the shooter, defended his entire classroom and his kinfolk around him, his humanhood around him, and attacked that shooter. How did he know how to do that? Why are we living in a society where run, hide, or fight is a instinct for middle schoolers? Name any other country in the world that actually teaches this at a middle school. But why are we that experienced with this amount of death?
We have a lot of school shootings.
And what is the reason for that?
It was guns.
Too many guns. Too many guns. It's that simple. And I will bring you to case in point of, and so once again, salute to the little dude who did that for, you know, his grade and his kids and his kinfolk. And, you know, it's hard to say that I would be in a position to be able to do that ever, because you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know.
The Bama from the Florida jump, that police ran.
Okay, no, but
like a bitch.
Right. So,
and
but
little youngin, you know what I'm saying?
But where I'm getting
tackled that shit, took one for the team.
But where I'm getting to at with the guns, and this is where America does not care where guns reach, is that case in point. I'm sorry to bring you up in this, you know, negative light, but Chicago. They're getting ridiculous amounts of homicides, and all the states around them are the easiest states to get guns. Indiana, of course, outside of Chicago, but in Illinois, they're neighboring states who are just like, come get your gun. We know what you're going to use it for, and we're just going to keep selling them guns. We know where these guns are going. You keep coming to these stores and buying 10 Glock 9s or 10 Glock 17s. How do you
regulate they, though? That's your right as a citizen.
But this is where I get at the fact that America, in terms of the gun lobby, they don't give a fuck. They are literally trying to sell death.
I agree.
And at some point, there has to be a limit on the number of guns that you can own, the number of guns that you can buy. There has to be something. And the NRA has been successful, and salute to the NRA. Salute to the NRA because your lobby is actually really strong.
You should be able to have an assault rifle. I don't think you need a fucking AR-15.
Even if you're Hunter, if you live out in Frederick, or if you live out in
hunting guns
Front Royal,
like that,
even if you live out in Front Royal, or like, I don't know, Chattanooga, or fucking Billings, Montana. Billings, Montana.
The same motherfuckers that be like, oh, I'm pro Second Amendment, but then you hate Colin Kaepernick for doing his First Amendment. I don't want to hear that shit. You only
why? What is your argument there?
What the fuck you mean?
What's the relation between
freedom of speech that he has the right to protest?
Right.
So don't be like, oh, fuck Colin Kaepernick, but I love my guns. No, if you love the Constitution, you love the whole fucking thing. Don't cherry pick on what you like about the shit. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So in terms of, you know,
don't do that.
In terms of, you know, school shootings in the United States, I think we lead the country. This is an awful meme, but it's hilarious if you kind of think about it. So stick with me on this. It was a picture of a kid. It was kind of like three kids, like a widespread photo, and it's like three kids are hiding under a desk, and like one of the kids is like, you can kind of tell they're visibly crying, right. And the caption on it was, when you can tell foreign students from U.S. students. That's a terrible thing that we are like adapt to this. That's terrible, America.
You know, and after Sandy Hook, Obama tried to get fucking gun laws passed, and Republicans, all they do is play to their base. They want to fucking, oh yeah, we love guns, but let somebody smoke one of their children. They gonna want a law change. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And most of the time, it'd be them motherfuckers from country ass towns where they fucking neighbor is like 100 miles away.
Trump country.
You know what I'm saying? So they not used to motherfuckers getting smoked, you know? Right.
But when it does happen, it's a tragedy, and we need to rally and pray for them, but don't take away my guns. Let's not even.
But I mean, that's a whole nother subject that I'm about to say. But it's like say the Bama remember the South Carolina Bama that killed the people in the church.
Church, yeah,
that's a terrorist attack.
That is a terrorist attack.
They ain't even say nothing.
I think all of these.
They ain't say nothing. And let the Bama that shot up the club, because he was Muslim.
So that's a good question.
That's a terrorist attack.
So then what is question a terrorist attack or not terrorist attack? And all right. So I'm gonna get to the base of this in terms of just
the Bama that did the Oklahoma City bombings. That's a terrorist attack.
All right. So follow me.
KKK. That's a domestic terrorist organization.
All right. So follow me on this one. If you live in a certain neighborhood and you know that a group of people are consistently robbing, shooting, killing, stabbing, at some point, that becomes terrorism in your life, doesn't it?
Or if it's in the neighborhood, the police would call them a gang.
Okay. But it's still terrorism. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what separates a mass shooting at a movie theater from
a terrorist act,
right? From a shooter shooting up somebody in their office? What's the difference there? And we're not even putting color on anything. We're literally just saying, because if
mass shooting and just a random killing,
my basic definition of terrorism is if you put my life in terror. If I have to see people around me getting killed, shot, stabbed, robbed, whatever, that's terror. So terrorism, it's basic. It's a basic.
I see what you're saying.
It's a basic.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I'm taking it to the base of like neighborhoods are fucked up, and that's that's terrorism. You're terrorizing a neighborhood. You're doing it at that level, and now you're also doing it at the level of now you're distinguishing between the shooter of skin color.
Right.
But if you live in a terroristic environment when there's guns, drugs, death, and any moment you can get hit and killed, that's a terrible situation and a terrible way to live. It's a terroristic environment.
Yeah, I think your definition of terror and mine is different.
Mine is wide as the spectrum, so maybe a little bit off topic on that one.
Yeah,
maybe a little off. Yeah,
we can get into that all day.
Yeah, well, maybe a little off topic, but yeah. So you're saying that pretty much it breaks down to race.
Yeah,
is there between one shooter and the other?
Absolutely.
And I also agree with that in terms of the mug shots that I've seen for a lot of
they took that motherfucker to Burger King, Dylan Roof.
Right. The South Carolina shooter.
Right. Let that been me going up in a synagogue and smoking the motherfuckers, and I go on a high speed chase and they find me
your ass kicked.
And they find me somewhere and I get out my car and I break. I don't know if he did all that. Even if it was a traffic stop, they'd have smoked me and threw a gun in my jump. Come on, man. Police gotta be having dummy guns all the time.
Well, not every place is PG, but the South.
Dog.
The South. Or Baltimore City.
Man, if I was anywhere in America and I did some crazy shit like that, and I don't even do shit like that, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What the fuck?
What could happen? Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Burger King? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, so and that's
shit.
terrorism, and that not only is it terrorism, it's racism. That's actually disgusting. So once again, this is a show, that podcast, Open Shots. Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. And so we wrapped up in order. Donald Jr. got subpoenaed to Congress.
Yeah, he gonna beat it like his father did. Fuck Donald Trump.
NBA playoffs.
Fuck Boston.
Cause they lost. What's up, Giannis? Vaccine policies in the U.S.
Man, get y'all kids shots, man. Stop being dummy parents, man. Go ahead, get hit to the shit.
School shootings.
Man, gotta change the motherfucking laws or something.
Metal detectors.
Metal detectors, absolutely. Cause look, I do believe it's your constitutional right to own a firearm, but I don't think you should have fucking military style weapons, okay? To go fucking duck hunting. I think that's some bullshit. They make hunting rifles all the fucking time. And then what about somebody break in my house or what the fuck? That's a good, valid fucking point. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Home protection is usually a shotgun, but still, I live out in Billings, Montana. I would like to have an AR-15 I have 22 acres.
Come in your house with an assault rifle, he don't really want a gun battle. Most people don't. I could be wrong. But if you come out there with your motherfucking drone, boom, 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 boom. Right. Well, most people, when they break in your shit, they just want to grab your shit and go. Right. Unless you pumping and shit like that, and they in there for a fucking reason. Right. If it's and most people that break in your house got a fucking assault rifle. If a motherfucker hunting you down with an assault rifle, you in some shit. But an average motherfucker breaking in your shit don't got that motherfucker. Pop, 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 pop. He got the little 38 jump. Give me your shit. And if you got a motherfucking Glock, boom, boom, fuck you and your shit.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Me for holding your house down.
I'm not gonna lie. Once they get this semi-auto shotgun, that AK looking jam, yeah, I want one of them. Well, just a shotgun in general, but now you got a semi-auto with a banana clip.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You turn everything down in your house. Like once they hit a click. Well, they're not going to know because it's not going to be a click. It's going to be a banana clip. It's not going to be a...
Well, people going to run. You know what I'm saying? Most people that break in your shit, unless you really up this shit, they just try and use their shit to try to scare you. But if you whack off on them, they might boom while they running away. Right. But if you in some shit, if you chase them, and some motherfuckers in your shit trying to get at you, they gonna bust you.
There's a difference between the two.
Exactly. Right. And them the people that be like, oh, I gotta protect my house, so I want an assault rifle. Motherfucker, what the fuck you into? Let's be real with the shit. If you a clean, honest person, whoever breaking your shit don't got a fucking AR-15 coming at your fucking
that's true.
head.
That's not happening.
So let's be real about this shit.
Excellent point. Break, what are you sipping on?
Motherfucking Ninja Turtles.
I'm over here with these silver bullets. Look out, werewolves. We're still coming at you. So I got one kind of closing thought over here. And I'm going to go on this on the two different levels. Keep up with me. Once again, this is a podcast. And it's Open Shots. Hit us up at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. So I heard, just like random shit, Ayesha Curry pretty much said something like, because of who my man is, I'm not getting attention from other men.
Yeah.
So my question, ladies, if you're listening, which you're probably not, keep with me on this one. Is that a thought over there, or is that a thought over there?
I think she mad because she ain't like that. If you ask me.
She's not sweet like that?
I don't think so. Look.
I don't even know what she looked like.
I know what she look like.
Upper shots. We get good into when we get late. You just gotta stay with us.
I don't think she cute. I mean, she alright. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably it. Ain't like he got like a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? He got like probably a bitch he probably fuck with in college. Like
right.
When I look at
some brother he fell in love
I go
with.
like this. I go face, ass, tits. Right. That's my jump. If you go 1, 2, 3, I'm with you. Right.
Right.
All the way in the paint. Okay. She got the face. She got no ass. She failed. You failed the test.
Right.
If you ain't got no ass, you failed the test.
Right.
Sorry, buddy. And most people like asses. She alright. Like,
all right. So she's pretty much saying that because of who she's married to, because of who her husband is, Stephen Curry, that men aren't paying attention to her.
Okay, what the fuck you want attention for, ho? You should be happy your man Steph Curry. Now go fucking live off this $200 million deal.
And that's where I get to.
Up.
That's where I get to on a side note, ladies and gentlemen, just because the fact she's got life how it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and go a complete different way in terms of thinking. You got a mob boss for a husband. There's a reason why nobody's trying to look at you. And it's usually one of two. And if you're really good at it, it's two. But it's one of two, usually. One is nobody
gonna holler at that bitch. Her man got a $240 million deal. Right. What you gonna bring to the table to make her leave that shit?
Well, not only that, I'm just talking about in terms of like
how many motherfuckers you know at a basketball game worth $240 fucking million?
She's saying it in terms of
she insecure. Fuck her.
Right. She's saying it in terms of like guys don't look at me anymore. Like, what did I do wrong? Blah 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 blah. It's like, why should that even be a thought in your head? Because
they looking at but she's not even bad.
I'm getting back to it on the other end of the spectrum, which is if your boyfriend or your husband is a mob boss, there's one of two reasons. Like I said, if you're
right now, you could whip Steph Curry out. What he gonna do to you? All right,
but if
you know what he got bread, Holmes.
Right, exactly. But you're looking at it at one of two ways. Usually, either I fear him or I respect him. Or I'm just saying.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Either you fear him or you respect him.
He ain't no mob boss. He's an NBA fucking player who got $240 million. I do heating and air conditioning. If I see that bitch at the curry out, she gonna be like, what?
Right.
Get out my face.
But so then the second level is the respect.
And you ain't got no ass.
The second level is
nobody looking at you.
Well, I'm saying the second level is respect in terms of.
And she like 3 cheeseburgers away from motherfucker be like, nah, ho.
That's the mother of your child.
I'm not that mother of my child.
You're saying in terms of what everybody else is seeing and what they're looking at.
That's what I'm saying.
My question is,
man, she don't even got no look.
My question is,
you ain't got no ass, so.
All right, so then my answer pretty much is this:
if ain't no cushion in the pushing, I'm gonna keep on looking.
My whole answer to that one is this, and I raise the topic, of course, because just like some random shit in the news is a thought over there or a thought over there. What's the difference? Who really cares?
Yeah, the bitch want attention. I guess he be smashing her, so he needs to fuck his wife then. That's how I look at it.
Right. All right. So,
or maybe she need to suck dick more. Okay, he's worth $240 million. Suck that man dick, then he pay you attention. Okay. Stop playing with that.
It's not that hard. I just got out of the shower.
I'm Steph Curry, ho. Suck my nuts, and I just played 48 minutes, bitch.
And dropped 24.
And dropped 39 on the Rockets.
All right, so one last thing, and this is probably gonna be national news, but there was a detention a detained stop and frisk that how Montgomery County do over here in White Oak. We're right down the street here in Montgomery County, the great state of Maryland. That's where we from. And
fuck the Ravens.
No, we're in Montgomery County.
Yeah, but fuck the Ravens.
Well, the Redskins play in Prince George's County, which is like 15 minutes from here. All right, so there was some officers that said that they got called to a 911 call at a McDonald's right next to a Shell station right here on Lockwood and New Hampshire.
That's right down the street.
Yeah, so they showed up and, we're over here because we got a suspicious call 911, whatever. Turns out that wasn't the case.
Right.
In the meantime, while they're, searching and frisking and stopping these guys and talking to them, of course, the guys are all black who are getting stopped and searched. One of the officers who's arresting, white police lady, is pretty much like quoting them, saying something about like, well, we don't blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So she threw it out there like that. And she said, but I'm quoting you.
Right.
So regardless of the fact, if
she
you are,
said this shit, she's stupid.
You the police.
And they got their iPhones out.
And they had their phones out. So for her to do that is like, I don't know who you are, who you're related to, but I think that you professionally should just be professional. And as an individual,
trying to be down and shit, I guess.
As an individual, you should be smarter.
Absolutely.
So that's like national news and that kind of thing. In terms of whoever you are, white cop lady, I don't know where you're from or what you thought it was about to be about, but you're wearing a badge. You're wearing a badge. You're wearing a badge, a uniform. You got a gun, and you got plenty of backup. So for you to feel comfortable over there, thinking that that's going to be cool over there, when everybody else is around you, all right, you're building yourself up way too big for that.
Did they suspend him?
We don't know what's going on now. They still haven't made a decision. All right. But to even think that you could do that as an individual open in public, you better know my mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Right. Fuck, man.
Montgomery County, like, we in the county.
How we gonna make the news on some bullshit like that, man? They making us look bad, man. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, dumbass shit. Once again, this is that show, that podcast, Open Shots. Rick, what are you sipping on?
Motherfucking Heineken, a.k.a. Ninja Turtle.
I'm over here with these...
getting twisted now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm over here with these Civil Bullets. This is a show. You can catch us again 2 weeks. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all still tuning in, if y'all was with us, I do appreciate it. I know we appreciate it. Much love. Once again, the show, the podcast, Open Shots. You can hit us at openshotsdmv@gmail.com. Yeah. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend, and we're going to see what these playoffs look like.
Fuck Boston.